It's estimated that by 2050, 1 in every 2 children in India will be myopic. So we are, I think there's a lot that needs to be done in trying to raise the awareness of eye health, trying to have good tech habits for our children and for adults also. So we look after our eyes. In many ways, we take our eyes for granted. We take our ears for granted, for example. And when something goes wrong with our ears and eyes, we panic, we freak out, we don't know what to do. So I think I think with regards to eye health, a lot needs to be done. I think we're still at an infancy stage in terms of public health awareness.
I remember the shame I felt when I got glasses as a kid. I'm wearing lenses now, so you can't see. But I was in 4th grade and I was playing too much video games. I'd play PS2 and whatever other video games I could just play it non-stop. And that changed my life, where I was one of the few kids in my class who had glasses. So a class of 50 students in 4th grade. About 4 dudes had glasses. I became the 5th, and 3 girls had glasses. So this is, of course, when I was 9. This is a long time ago. I'm 27 years old. But to my surprise now, if I go look at my younger cousin's classroom now, almost everyone has glasses. All the YouTubers I know have glasses. It's become much more of a pandemic than and it's a very acceptable behavior to be on your screen all day long and to not see vistas and to not care about it. Like when my parents use eye drops, I was like, why are you using eye drops? What is this routine? Because it makes sense to have a moisturizer and we have a chamomile tea, but use eye drops. I find that very odd. But they both have fantastic eye health, and I don't.
Yeah, I think see with smart screens, 2 main problems could happen. One is that you're prone to being more short-sighted, which is called myopia, which affects children, and then as they grow up, they have a very, you can say, a larger minus number, which will affect their vision most of their life. Those children may be prone to getting early cataracts. So now when you look at cataract surgery, we're used to people in their 50s, 60s plus getting cataracts. But if myopia goes out of control, which it is, we'll be seeing people in their 30s and 40s getting cataracts as well.
So what is cataract? I've heard the name. I don't quite understand what it is.
So cataracts happen when the lens gets opaque a bit.
Okay.
So your vision is compromised because of that, and then you need to do what the eye surgeons perform a surgery called as phacoemulsification, where they remove the old lens and they insert an artificial lens so that your vision is clear. Now that is a normal surgery, which they call it an aging eye condition, which usually happens. But in this case, if myopia goes out of control, people are going to get cataract at a younger age. They're going to get conditions like glaucoma as well, retinal problems. So a whole range of eye conditions can stem out of short-sightedness, which is a concern. The second aspect is the more screen time you have. You can strain your eyes, so you're going to get dry eyes. And a lot of eye doctors recommend that you need to lubricate eyes with certain lubricating eye drops. These are prescription medicines which are usually prescribed by a doctor.
If you want to watch small segments of the podcast, subscribe to Dostcast Clips.
But it's a simple concept. It's a bit like, you need to lubricate an engine, a car engine. So the same way our ocular surface of the eye also gets dry because the blink rate reduces. So we blink less when we look at a screen, and that's why you have evaporation of tears and you get dry eyes. So these two are the big problems stemmed from a digital age.
Very interesting. I have many friends who have dry eyes, and I don't understand why that is. Do you generally, since you have so many products and drugs in the eye health domain, what is the most common eye ailment that people come to your chemists with, or that you find in your studies?
So dry eyes is probably the most common in India. Most ophthalmologists would probably say that as well. That's the most common complaint. So you go with strained eyes, red, irritated eyes, itchy eyes, for example. So it's all kind of symptoms of dry eyes. The next big thing would probably be glaucoma. But
Sorry, what is glaucoma exactly?
glaucoma is a condition, it's basically where the pressure inside your eye rises. And that could lead to, irreversible blindness. The problem with glaucoma is that there are no symptoms. It's a silent condition. So it usually starts to, kind of cook up inside your eyes after you turn 40 years of age. You would go for something else. So you would go to your eye doctor because you have, say, dry eyes, and that's when your eye doctor would diagnose glaucoma as well. And that's why, from a pharma perspective, we advise patients that you need to get your eyes checked at least once a year, even if you have no symptoms, because a lot of eye symptoms, a lot of eye conditions are symptomless. You don't know if anything is wrong. So unless you go and get it checked, you will know that you have glaucoma. So I think needs to be emphasized a lot. There are symptom, forming, conditions like dry eyes and myopia and all of that. But there's also a lot of symptomless eye conditions which need to be looked at by an eye doctor.
I remember when I go and get my eyes checked at a regular clinic, usually the optical shops also have that now. They do an eye pressure test, which sort of hurts the eye. Is that for glaucoma?
Yeah, that's to check the intraocular pressure, which is advised to be done at least once every year. Especially if you're over 40 years of age, or if you have anyone in the family who's been diagnosed with glaucoma as well. And that is very important. So they have it at the opticians, or even eye doctors will be able to do these tests for you. But either way, I think a very strong emphasis has to be made on the fact that, once a year, even a child needs to be seen by an eye doctor, because our eyes are under unbelievable amounts of stress currently.
Yeah. And we don't exactly live in the savannah or in the outdoors where we get to enjoy vistas and unbroken line of sight, which I believe is very therapeutic for the eyes, since we all live in cities with lots of right angles and closed surfaces.